Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I made a video. I'm Matt, this is Augie, and this is MBC Stitcher, which is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch and sometimes books and some other stuff. So it is April 1st, 2023, and I am a week back from the Steel City Stitchers retreat that was in Pittsburgh for their second annual retreat. And they did it last weekend in Pittsburgh, which was a lot of fun and had a great time. Got to see a lot of people that I saw last year and a lot of, why are you staring like that, Augie? It's a little weird. So it was a really good time and I had a great time. And so kind of reinvigorated me and I wanted to go ahead and make another video. So I was doing this tchotchke corner thing. Maybe he's leaving, maybe not. And I wanted to go ahead and show you one that I recently acquired. So this, I talked about this before, but Brandon Sanderson is one of my favorite authors, and he is doing a year-long event where he has written 4 books that will be coming out this year. It was all done through Kickstarter, and then there's like you could also sign up for these monthly swag bags, I think was the term he used. But essentially they're all like from his properties or themed from his properties, and I think it goes that way. Yeah, so the second month was all from the book series The Cytonic Universe, which starts with Skyward, and then Starsight, Cytonic, and then there's 3 novellas. I recently reread the first 2 books and the novellas and the 3rd book in the last couple months, and so it was very fun to get something that was related to that. Well, this is a figurine of one of the starships, specifically MBOT, which is a human starfighter that is from a hundred or so years before the time period of the book, but it gets the pilot gets separated from his starship, and then the starfighter is kind of lost, and the main character stumbles upon it in the first book, and there's a big relationship between Spensa, the main character, and MBOT, who is the starfighter. Also has an artificial intelligence, which is MBOT, but yeah. And yeah, so that is the little addition to my tchotchkes that I will talk about for this one. If you are new here, or you are coming back, thank you so much. If you would go ahead and like the video and then subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I know like YouTube has been doing weird things where sometimes people get unsubscribed and then without actually trying to do that. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Anyway, so I've got a lot of stuff to show. I don't have all of the things that I've acquired since the last time I did a video because it's just too much, and I had already dispersed it out into my stash. But I do have the stuff I got most recently and the stuff I got at the Steel City Stitchers retreat, which included several of the items that I pre-ordered from Market, because the Crafty U was the pop-up needle shop there at the retreat, and they offered a service where you could pre-order through them. They would go to Market, pick up your stuff, and then bring it with them to the retreat, and then you could pick it up then. So I've got a lot of stuff. I have several finishes, several page finishes on some of my full coverages, and I've got several, one FFO, okay, 2 FFOs, one that I'm redoing, but you can look at it for now, and then, no, 2 FFOs, and then one that I'll redo. And then a few new starts, and then some progress on some things. I didn't pull everything that I have worked on in the last 4 months or whatever it was since the last time I did a video, but I did pull some of the big ones that I did work on quite a bit. And yeah, so why don't we go ahead and get started? We'll start with starts. So the new starts that I have done this year, there's I'm only going to show a couple of the most recent ones. I haven't started a whole lot. I've been focusing on a lot of my bigger projects and getting good progress on some of them. But I did start a couple things at Steel City. First of all, I will show this one. So I did, this is from JBW Designs, and this is Owls in the Round. And I just have a little start on this, but the weekend before I went to Pittsburgh, I went to Phoenix for a wedding with one of Ben's friends, my boyfriend's good friends. Two of them were getting married and invited us to come. I have family that lives out in Phoenix, so we were able to stay with my uncle and have a good time. It also happened to be the opening weekend of Taylor Swift's tour, and where it was there in Phoenix. So there was a lot going on. We did not go see Taylor, but it seemed like it was done well. So we were in Phoenix. I got to go to the Attic, which is a Mesa suburb of Phoenix in the East Valley, which is actually not very far from my uncle. He lives in Phoenix, but essentially the same street. You just keep going down and then you'll eventually get to the Attic. But yeah, so this is Owls in the Round, which looks like this. It's a circular one. And I purchased the pattern. I purchased the floss, which is Classic Colorworks Belle Soie Mahogany. They have a lot of silk selections that you could choose from, and I just bought one skein of this color that I thought would look great. And this piece of fabric, which is Lap and Loop. Pusher's Cerulean, I think, or something's Cerulean. It's a beautiful blue, and it's 40 count, and so here you can't see that much, but I have a little tiny start. I just did one length of thread and got those. I got an owl and a half into this, and you'll also see this needle minder, which is from Rebel Stitcher Designs, and it is exclusive to the Crafty U. It says "You Crafty Bitch," and it's a fun little, U sheep. And then this is also a Rebel Stitcher Designs needle minder that I got from the Lynn X Stitch Bag Club last year. So it's a group of rabbits I thought just kind of fit with this. And yeah, so it's a beautiful, this piece is going to be, it's going to be pretty small, but I'll definitely have enough space to do something else on this nice fabric. The other thing that I started at the Stitcher's Retreat is, I do have a picture of this one I can show. It is an Owl Forest embroidery piece, and it is called, oh no. X Stitch, Christmas Birds. It is one of, I think this was one from something they did over Christmas. There's a smaller version of it that you can also, or like a very similar version that's a little smaller. I got the bigger one. Okay, you're gonna have to come down. So this is what it's gonna look like. A bunch of cardinals. I am doing it a little differently. First of all, I converted it to Be Stitch Me silks, and I'm intending to do that as all male cardinals. And so this is the silks that I am doing it in. I may add a couple other things. This is where I'm starting with, but the main cardinal color is going to be that garnet right there. And I'm doing it on a piece of 40 count Dragonfly from Extrude Designs. And there were these, I got this needle minder while I was at Steel City, and then, well, this one I purchased, and this was a gift from somebody. And the jackalope is from Rebel Stitcher Designs, and it says, "Don't mistake kindness for weakness." But I just got that started right there. The white is a little light. It's not really showing super great, even in person. I mean, you can see it, but I may switch it to a different color. I don't know if I'll take that out, but I might, just for another motif. Because I got, I think, about 250 stitches in. But yeah, I think all the other colors should work fine, and I've been enjoying working on this. But yeah, so that is Christmas Birds, and that was my other start. So let's go into finishes. Okay, I finished this. I finished 3 things while I was at the Steel City Stitchers Retreat. One I also, 2 I FFO'd. But the first thing that I finished was the Polar Pack by Plum Street Samplers. And so this is what it looks like, all finished up. This is on a piece of 36 count linen from Be Stitch Me called Glacier. It was in the winter solstice box 2 years ago, from 2021. And I'd started it before last year's event, but I did work on this while I was there, and my friend Zan, Crazy Band Lady Stitches, was eyeing the pattern over in the store, and then it sold out and she couldn't get it. And I was like, oh, well, I'll give you mine when I finish it. And then the year goes by, and I've worked on it some, but I was like, I really got to get that finished. I was trying to get it finished before I left. Didn't quite happen. I needed probably about 20 stitches left. And so by the time I got we got all set up, I got this banged out and then gave Zan the pattern. So it's a beautiful piece. I did change the red and the green on here. I changed to the red is Classic Colorworks, Buckeye Scarlet, and then the green is Grasshopper. So in the called for, they're a little bit more muted, and I wanted a brighter color. I used a random yellow that I had for the bee. I didn't actually have the right DMC. And then the white for the polar bears is Silks for You. They're white silk. So I just used that instead of getting the overdye that was called for. And I just did that. And the black is actually Cauldron from Be Stitch Me, because I had that. I just used that instead of, I don't remember what it was called for. But yeah, I really enjoyed this piece. It was really fun to do. I've got a couple other of these patterns. And so I will probably do some more of those. And then the next one that I finished was the piece for Steel City Stitchers. I had done all the stitching and some of the beads, but I did not have the long bugle beads that are here in the pierogi. And my friend Sarah, Memphis Sarah E, was bringing some so that I could finish it up there. So I added the 4 beads on and then finished it. And then we got to FFO it there at the event in the way that they had kind of set everything up. So it's a flat fold finish with this gingham on the back, and then a Steel City Stitchers ribbon, and then this yellow pom-pom around it. I don't remember what color they actually called for, but I had this piece of Jody fabric that I liked, and so I did it on that one. It's a 32 count linen. And then I think I did everything called for, but I don't think I changed anything on this. At least not like, or if I did, it was not like, I'm going to do that. It was more just, I'm getting it, whatever I had around. So we'll put that there for now. Okay, and then the last thing I finished there, I started and finished it, is this ornament from the Canadian Stitchery. There was a bunch of these. They had these kits there. They're all like wood, laser cut, I mean, ornaments, I guess. I don't know. It's not that's the fabric. And then it came with the DMC thread. I stitched mine 4 strands over, one. It's, I think, equivalent to like 14 count. And then, which there was plenty of thread to do at 4 strands over 1. I think the instructions were to do it 3, but I did 4, and I think it looks pretty good. This is a cardinal, and then it comes with this felt backing. It was sticky, you just cover it up, and then this little piece of twine or string to make your loop, and you've got a little ornament. There were a whole bunch of different ones. All of the Steel City girls did the fox, and they all started and finished them there at the event, including Erica. And they were all cute. And then Kristen's mom did the cardinal as well, and she finished it, and that was the first time she's ever cross-stitched anything. So I think she's I think she enjoyed it and is looking for some other things to do. But yeah, it was really good. It was fun, and it was a nice little thing to do. And then I have finished this last year, and I haven't had a chance to show it. This one I'm going to redo the FFOing because it's a little off, and I wanted to get a better job on getting it straight, so I just haven't done that yet. But this is Naboo travel poster from Country Magic Stitch. It's a Star Wars travel poster. It's on 18 count white Aida with the called for DMC, and I finished that, and it's all done 2/1 full cross. And yeah, so I got this one done. I'd previously done Hoth, and so this one, when I get it redone, it'll hang up here in the living room, but a different part of the room that the camera doesn't usually see. So there's all of that. Okay, what else have I been working on? Well, I do have a couple pieces that I've had some page finishes on, so I'll go ahead and show those. Some of my full coverage pieces. And including in that, these are, so I have a couple going, but I've mostly focused on one piece, and one I did get a page finish on, but otherwise I have been focusing on the other one. So you mock up. Okay, so this one is the one that I've done some on and got a page finish, but I don't have most of it, or this is not the focus one. This is Grounding by Carla, or by Unconventional X Stitch, and the art is Carla Morrow, the Dragon Lady. And it's this cool earth dragon, and I have been doing it from, this is what I've got so far. So I've got mostly parts of the watercolor mountains, and then starting some of the rock down here. This down here is very, very popcorny. A lot of, just a little bit, and then the mountains, of course, are a lot of this big blocks of color. So that, yeah, but I finished the diagonal that I was working on and did a little bit more and got to my page finish before I switched over to something else that I've been focusing on. And that piece is my Intimate Encounter by, well, okay. But wait. Intimate Encounter by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what the art looks like. So this is by, the artist is Sandra Santera, and this is the one I've been working on the most. I'm just over 15% now, so I have done quite a bit. But I finished this diagonal, and I've gone down here to start on the next one. and I have been keeping up with my monthly goals of how many stitches on these I have been working on. The halfway mark for the bottom is around here, I think. So I'm more than halfway across the bottom, but I have kind of stopped where I've gone up because I have to move the Q-snap, and I just kind of wanted to keep getting more progress before I do that. So I'm getting close to where I'm going to need to move it one way or the other anyway. And so I'll probably move that way first, then go up. But I'm really enjoying this piece. It's a really fun one. There are generally some good blocks of color and then some less, some popcorny areas, but it's not something it's pretty easy to work with. I really like this one though. So that one I'm just over 15%. And okay, so other pieces that I have been working on, but they have not been like, I haven't finished or something along those lines. So most recently, I have been working on my Mirabilia Deco Spirits Air, which this is what she looks like. This is the bigger pattern, and I'm doing them individually, but this is this bottom one down here is Air, and that's the one I have been working on. I did work on her at the retreat, and I have continued to work on her quite a bit to get a good amount of progress. So this is where we're at, which you can see, wow, she's got, I think I'm more than 80% done. I've just got finish up here and then the back stitching. These are kind of unusual for Mirabilias because they are not, because they are full coverage pieces, you know, within this square or rectangle, and they don't have any beading. They do have metallics, and then I have added the black I did in a toile, and then I did change the Krynic to treasure braid, but otherwise I have been doing the called for. And this is on a 32 count Lugana, just white. But they're gonna all be done on this kind of fabric, and I've got to put air down here, the word. I think I'm gonna do the water one next, so I think I've already kind of set up what I'm gonna work on after I get this one going, or this one completed. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this, and it's a pretty fun stitch. I don't have that much more metallic to do, and then it'll be very easy. Not that the treasure braid is hard to work with, it's just, I feel like it takes a little longer. Okay, I've also worked on the Woodland Santa by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I have done quite a bit here at the bottom. Sorry, there's a little dog here. Down here, so finished this checker stuff down here and filled in more around Santa and everything. But I don't think it'll be this year that I finish this one, but maybe if I get back to doing more Christmassy stuff, I could focus on it probably. This is on an 18 count Ada from Picture This Plus called, oh, I can't remember. Jade, that's Jade. So it's a light green, and yeah. But I have really been, it's a nice piece. I like to have this, especially if I'm going somewhere with my boyfriend and he's driving, because it's Ada. I can stitch on it in the car somewhat, and or easier than I can over two on something. But yeah, it's a fun project. It's just like all of Autumn Lane's pieces, there's a lot of stitching. It looks gorgeous. To get that detail, though, you have a lot of different colors, and it's actually pretty big. But I am enjoying it, and it's been something I have been working on. Okay, so I don't remember when the last time I worked on this was, but I'm pretty sure it's been since I last did a video. So I will show this one as well. This is from Cottage Garden Samplings, The Year in the Woods, which was the stitch along last year, or the year-long event that she did last year. And this is the first one, the fox. So this is how far I am on the fox. Still quite a bit to do, but I've got some of the trees in. And this is on a 40 count linen by MBC Stitcher. She did a whole set that was for this project. And I think it's Gray Magic is the name of this one, but this is for the winter ones. So the fox, the swans, and the reindeer. But I have really enjoyed, well, I say that with everything, but yeah, that's where I am. Quite a bit to do. I did, when I was at the retreat, I got to meet Leanne of Forbidden Fiber Company, and she finished the jackrabbit while we were there, and she stitched on it, I think, pretty much the whole time, and got it done on Saturday evening. And it was really, it was amazing. And she showed me her fox as well. She had that with her because she did the DMC. She used the DMC, but then for all of the overdyed, she used her own floss, converted it to that, and I think made the fabric too. Maybe not. She might have gotten the fabric from somewhere, but hers was gorgeous as well. So yeah. And Sarah, Memphis Sarah E, worked on the swans and got them pretty much to a point where she finished them. I think she may have finished it when she got back home, but she did that. She made a few changes to hers since she's only doing a couple of them. She's not doing all of them, but she really liked the swans. Okay. And the last project that I've been working on the most is my Dark Queen of the Earth stitch along, which started, I guess this stitch along had started the last time I did a video, but I don't know if it was something I showed or not. So we'll get to see where I am. I'm not completely caught up. It is April 1st. We should be getting a new part today. Erin has said it'll be later in the day versus early in the morning, but they are working on it. And let's see, this is where I am. But I have parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 and 5, I think. Because there's 6 and 7 are out, and I've started into 6. I just haven't finished it, but I've got all the stuff in the bottom done. This is with the called for colors, and then, but the fabric is 32 count linen from Under the Sea Fabrics. It is not the one that the green that she dyed for this, but this is Sea God, which is another kind of darker green that I really liked. I actually got the fabric last year when I was at Steel City, and then when this piece was coming out, I was like, I think I'm gonna use that. I did end up using it, and it's just gorgeous. So there's that. Okay, so that's all the stitching part. I do have some haul to talk about and some things. So one thing, this is kind of plans maybe, but also haul, because I did get the, oh, there it is. So yeah, this is sorry, that's the pattern. The Cardinal from Canadian Stitchery. This is what the thing looks like. But, okay, so at Market this year, Ingleside Imaginarium released, oh, I don't even know that it's a Plant Monster pattern. I don't think that's what it's called, but I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Oh, Don't Feed the Plants. That's it. And we were able to go to a production of Little Shop of Horrors musical a couple weeks ago in February. No, the beginning of March. it was just really fun. Oh no. Sorry. We have 2 dogs here right now. It's all right. Oh, is that a bird? Okay, that's enough. Thank you. All right, we got this. Cool. Okay, so Don't Feed the Plants. We went to a production of Little Shop of Horrors last month, and it was really fun. And then when I saw this piece, I was like, I'm interested in doing that. It's stitched on, or the called for fabric is Garden Party by Stitch Me, which I have a piece of. And then the called for colors, or floss, is silk from Stitch Me, that she had the silk pack for. So I went ahead and purchased that from Brandy. And then I was like, oh, well, at first I was thinking, I kind of want to wait till it's a digital pattern versus buying it now. Although I should just buy it. But I didn't pre-order the pattern. And then I didn't order it from Brandy. But I was thinking, well, maybe if it's there, if the Crafty U has it, then I will get it when we're in Pittsburgh and I'll start it because I took everything with me. Well, they didn't have it. So I still haven't fully gotten everything for it. I haven't the pattern, but I have all the stuff for it. I'm just kind of waiting until I either order the pattern or it comes out in digital format. Because if it's a paper pattern, I'll still turn it into my laptop or my tablet so that I can use that to stitch. But okay, otherwise, let's talk about haul. Oh, I'd left the tumbler in the other room, but that's okay. So some of the things we got while we were at Steel City was, one, we got this bag, just a nice little canvas tote, little bag. It's the Steel City Stitchers. It's green and gray, and that's just got little lanyards that had our identification on it, so that we could get into the room and everything. Ymir of Almond M&M's was there, and she also was doing a trunk show with Leanne at the retreat. So I picked up a few of her silks, some different colors, and these are, I think, 6-ply silk. I think they're 5 yards. I don't remember how long of a skein they are, but she had some amazing colors. So this is Limon, which is a nice like lime green, yellowy Mountain Dew kind of color. Anthurium Fire, which is a beautiful red. This is Scarlet, which is a nice kind of more muted pinky red. Agave Nectar, which is this beautiful blue-green color, and then Fire Poppy, which is a beautiful variegated orange, red, and pink, yellow, beautiful colors. So I just picked up a few skeins. It's like, I'll get these. And yeah. So the patterns that I pre-ordered were the Tortoise Tower by Plum Street. It's right here, which is another one of the stacks, and this has the tortoises on it. I purchased from Tell Emblem. Oh, what's the name of it? Merry Christmas, I think is Tangled Tidings Merry Christmas, which has a cardinal on it. I've been in a cardinal mood, so I have been getting a bunch of cardinal pieces, and they've got some different yeah, it was something new that came out in market, but I really liked it. So it's like, yeah, I want to do that one. And then, from the Blue Flower, I got the Rabbit Parade, which I really liked this. So it's a bunch of different animals and they all have bunny ears on them. I thought it was really cute and liked that. And then from Ingleside Imaginarium, I got the Alpine Christmas Duo. And so this is St. Nicholas and Krampus. Yeah. And they're just done these like single color monochromatic little pieces that I thought was really cute, and got those. I did pick up while we were there. I didn't pre-order this, but I bought it. This is Fox and Almonds, also from Ingleside Imaginarium, and it is this fox pattern, and it also uses Ymir silk, and they had the silk pack, which was I picked up that as well. And so it has some DMC in it as well, but and then I also purchased a piece of fabric that I'm gonna do it on. This is a piece of 40 count linen from Jody that I'm gonna stitch it on, I think. So nice bright blue, or blue at least. I also picked up a piece of this gold linen from Jody, also 40 count. She just had 8s there, Jody's fabric was, and then the Crafty U had a whole bunch of different cuts of different things. And so I also picked up another piece of Sea God, which was what I bought last year, and I really liked this fabric, so I got another piece of it. It's a beautiful green. You can do lots of different things on it. So that's another one that I got. And it's a 32 count linen as well. I also picked this up. This is called a hoop prop from Modern Hoopla. And so it's a little piece of wood with a thing in it that you can like hold. It'll hold your hoop up visual. Like if you're finished in a hoop and you want to just put it like on instead of on the wall, but like on a shelf or something, you can have it displayed like that. So I thought that was cute, and would be something else to finish a hoop that way. Would be nice. Sarah got me this, which I forgot to show Ben, but it is a magnet, and it's corgi themed, but it's for your dishwasher. So you've got clean, dirty, so you can keep track of which is which that was very cute and very nice of Sarah. And Catherine Paper Crane Stitches was at the retreat. Got to meet her for the first time in person. She brought with her some Canadian foods and candies that she gave out. I got to try the ketchup chips and the all dressed chips, both of which I liked. And then she had hickory sticks, which those were good too. Though they were actually not my favorite, but like I would probably eat more of them than the others. The others had a lot of flavor, and I was like, I don't think I could eat that much of these, but they were very tasty. And then she had Canadian Kit Kats, which was really good. And then she brought us some Smarties and a coffee crisp, which I have not eaten those yet, but I'm looking forward to those. A bunch of people brought different things to give out to the other people there. Sally Yoon, last year she did this and then brought them again. She made little needle books, one for everybody that's there at the retreat. So we all got to pick out one that we liked. Kate, Stitchy Aardvark, was one of my table mates and one of my good friends. And she brought for the table these little stitching stitchy thing bags that had post-it notes and then like a needle minder on them. I think I've taken the needle minder out. Thanks, Charlie. Oh, what did I do with that? I think I have it. So we did get a skein of Steel City Stitcher's floss, which was dyed by Forbidden Fiber Company. And so it's this lovely gray and yellow two-tone variegated floss. And Leanne of Forbidden Fiber Company brought a whole bunch of floss that she had that was just, it was like dyed for a particular thing, and she just had one-offs of them, or like they're not part of a regular line. She's not going to dye them again. She just had a bunch of them and was like, here, take whatever you want. And so we got to go through, and I got a whole bunch of floss. Now I did get several of the same color, so that if I wanted to do something monochromatic that I could. But there's this Blood Oath, which is this like red and gray, pretty variegated floss. I got at least 4 skeins of that. And then there's the Swamp Thing, which is a beautiful like green and gray and brown. And I got 6 skeins of that, so we can do even more. This is Creepy Cute, which is a beautiful fuchsia color, and I just had one of those. Chameleon. Icicle. Foxy. Charlie. We're gonna be okay. Gargoyle. And then Cornflower. Just a nice like light blue. Let's see that. Sarah also gave out these fobs that she had made that have the year and then kind of the black and yellow of the Steelers, Pittsburgh. And then Shannon T-Rex Stitcher gave out these little, well, I'm not sure what to call it, but it's a little T-Rex. You can add it to the end of a charm, at least. You know, you can add it to a bag, pull, or something like that. And then it's got all of that. Got a few, Haven Stitchery slash Serenity Stitcher. Oh, Haven Stitchery is on Etsy. Serenity Stitcher is her handle on Instagram. She made the pickle floss drops, and they're wood, and she gave them out, one to everybody. One of the other people there, they made floss drops from old playing cards, which was a really cool idea. And so they're these ones that are just like a pink flamingo, but they've got like, you know, cards on them. So that was really cool. And I think that's pretty much it. I think everything else was other stuff. So, yeah. Oh, that's enough, dogs. Please. They're gone. I don't care. So yeah, that's pretty much been everything that we, it was a super fun time at Steel City. It was a really enjoyable, my table included Colleen from Rebel Stitcher. She sat next to me on one side, and then Kate, Stitchy Aardvark, sat next to me on the other side. We also had Jen, who is a friend of Colleen's, and a lovely woman, Pam, was with us, and Jackie and Justine from X's and Ho's. They were at our table, and then we kind of like, the table behind us, we were all kind of like together, and so Bobby from Pumpkin Creek Primitives was at that table, along with Zamia, and Sarah, Memphis Sarah E, Zan, Crazy Band Lady Stitches, Leanne, a Forbidden Fiber Company, and Ymir. I feel like I'm missing someone, but maybe not. They were all there at that table as well. So we kind of like either we ate together or we all went out somewhere. Or we did a bunch of stuff together, and then with other people as well. It was a really fun retreat. It was a great time. A lot of us are also going to the Sweater Weather retreat in Philadelphia that Rebel Stitcher is putting together. It's in October. I think she had a few spots left, but she's getting close to getting full. So go check her out. It's on her website, rebelstitcherdesigns.com, I think. You can sign up there. It's like you buy the item. And yeah. But it was such a fun time being around everybody just for a few days and a great weekend. Just a wonderful event. So the Steel City girls did a great job putting it on this year. They did a great job last year. It was very fun and really enjoyed seeing everybody again. And all the girls, the Steel City girls and everything. It was just a really fun time. And yeah, so... Oh, I guess I didn't show this, but my fabric of the month from Jody came as well. And so this is, it's a beautiful pink and then a beautiful light blue. It's very Eastery colors, really pretty. And so hopefully, I think this went pretty well. And we'll get to go back, I'll get back into the swing of things and doing this more often. It might end up being a monthly thing just because of like my other commitments and everything time-wise. It may just be easier to do this on a monthly thing instead of like trying to do every 2 weeks. But we'll see. I can't commit to one thing, but I look forward to doing some more of these. Books and other media things that I've been consuming recently. I'll talk a little bit about a few things, but I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. I didn't really go through a whole bunch of stuff to get ready. But I recently read the book Circe by Madeline Miller. It is the same author that wrote The Song of Achilles. It's been out for a couple years now, Circe has, but it was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. It's the life story of the Titaness Circe, who is the daughter of Helios, the Titan god of the sun from the Greek mythology. She also shows up in the Odyssey as her island is one of the places that Odysseus lands and spends some time for a while. She also she is related to several other characters from Greek mythology, and it kind of goes through her whole life story from her perspective. The Odysseus that shows up is really an interesting character, and it's very much like this is a perspective of Odysseus that is not the main character, which I really enjoyed seeing that. And gives some more like insight to different, like her story. I mean, these are mythical people, and it was just a really interesting story, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I also recently finished the newest book in the Encrypted series by Shannon McGuire. It is Backpacking Through Bedlam, I think is the name of it, but it is set from the point of view of the other main characters, for the most part, their grandmother, and now I'm just blanking, Alice Healy Price. Yeah. And so it was the last book was from her perspective as well, and so this continues on in the same story. Well, I mean, from her point of view through this, and it's a really good book. I enjoyed it. Those are just a fun little urban fantasy series, and yeah, it was a really good time. There is a BUNNY that I can see, and I don't think the dogs have seen. Oh. Sorry about that. It's like, I can see it in the yard. Anyway. So, anything else that I recently... I've been really enjoying Star Trek Picard. The final season is airing now. I think episode 7 just aired this week. 7 was not my favorite episode, but for the most part, I've really enjoyed this season. There's been quite a bit that I've enjoyed. They bring back a lot of characters. And I have, part of this has inspired me to go back and rewatch Star Trek The Next Generation, which, you know, back in the day, there were 27 episodes in a season. And so there's quite a bit to watch. It is all available on Paramount Plus. And so I have been enjoying that, having that going on in the background while I do other things and watching an episode here or there. But it also, there's a bunch of it that, especially in the first couple seasons, there's some really hard to watch episodes now. They're just like, ooh, no, shouldn't do that. I mean, it was a different time and all that, but it's definitely... And then, surprisingly, there's actually been quite a few things that I have enjoyed watching again, and then, oh, that really holds up, or the message of that story is really important nowadays as well, and so it's really cool. It's been an interesting perspective to get back. I also have kind of dug into some of the behind the scenes of some of the different actors and actresses and production behind it and everything. It's really kind of fascinating, all the stuff that was going on behind the scenes of Star Trek with some of the characters and everything. I mean, Dr. Crusher, Beverly, is not in season 2, not because she wanted to leave the show, but because she made complaints that they were really treating her character like a sex, and the female character is very, they had a lot of misogyny in the writing towards them, which is true. If you look back at season 1, really, there's a lot of, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And so the new showrunner for season 2 was really not a fan of her and fired her. And then when somebody else was in charge season 3, she was brought back. I do enjoy Dr. Pulaski and the actress that played her in season 2. I think she brought a lot of different aspects to the show. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of like, I don't know, it's been interesting to rewatch it. Because I rewatched it a few years ago, but doing it now kind of like, it's just been really fun to do. As far as other books or things, I did finish the Alloy of Law, the Mistborn series from Brandon Sanderson, the second. So I think it's The Forgotten Alloy is the most recent one. But when I tried to start reading that book, so it's the 4th book in this group of 4 books from Brandon Sanderson. And then I realized, oh, the book 3 came out 5 years ago. I don't remember what happened. So I had to go back and reread all of them. But that was also really fun to get back to that and enjoy those. And yeah, I've read some other different things here and there. And that's pretty much about it. So we're clocking in just under an hour. So hopefully the next time I will have some more stuff to show. My stitching, for the most part, has been concentrating on certain projects, trying to get a lot of progress on those. So you're probably going to see less number of projects next time, but hopefully good progress on all of those. So that's kind of where we're at. So thank you so much for coming, for watching my video, and please come back next time, and I'll see you then.